So I'm kind of,
Yeah, well, welcome. And so, yeah, we'll open it up here and we'll kind of start off and see if anybody has any buyer needs or any listings coming up that they wanted to talk about.
I have a couple questions, and I think it's for Vicky. Um, am I on here? I can't
Yeah, we
figure it
hear you,
out. Oh,
Marge.
video here. I have a condo that closed, and someone here talked about service agreements so they have an AC that's old but works, and we want to cover it for 2 years, and I don't want to, it's a condo. I don't want to pay 450 for an NRG, an HWA warranty that covers a lot of stuff. It has brand new appliances. Don't want to cover all this other stuff. So do you know of any companies that do more of a service agreement that's not covering a roof and, all the other things?
You're
Anybody have
looking
any
for just
suggestions?
appliances?
It's an AC is what we're most concerned with. I don't
Okay. And it's
want a warranty
outside.
that covers the wiring, that covers the, kitchen appliances, and all that is not important. So if there is a service agreement type warranty that can work, that'd be great.
I'm trying to think. And have you looked into the Center Energy or Center Point Energy
Yeah,
Plus?
so Excel,
Okay.
that's the one that we were gonna go with, but Excel only covers to work on it, but then you can add for $14 a month coverage. And it
Okay.
covers only up to $1,000, which is on an AC, that's not
Yeah.
even a third. So just wondered if anybody has any other ideas. And I know there are a couple women on here that are usually on that might have an idea. And then I have a new listing coming up this Friday. Change
Ooh,
of
where's that?
is out on Ensign, out in New Hope, in a really nice pocket neighborhood by a school and by an elementary school 2 blocks away, and a great park. So, and it's a very colorful house, and it's in the Facebook page because I've never seen anyone else. I've never seen the same color combo outside as what he's got, and it looks great. It's like you know how that gray and yellow in the house, the gray with yellow pillows and accents. I've seen inside, but never outside, and it's really looks cool. So it's a very colorful house. And so I'm having the pro pictures taken today. But
Nice.
he's got, every room has got a lot of color. So we'll see how that, I think it'll at least get looks, right? It'll get people
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah, I
Might
know
end up
I had
adding a paint or carpet fee. But we'll
okay.
see how it goes.
Yeah, I had a couple that was looking out in that area and we were just getting beat, so I'm sure it'll probably go pretty fast. Everybody
I
wants to be
sure
on
hope
that
so. Yeah,
outskirts.
it's hard to. It was a bad situation where he and his brother and it's 3 roommates, so they have a lot of furniture and everything. But I guess the brother and the roommate have cleared out. I'll find out today. They've practically cleared out the rooms completely. And he called his brother a hoarder, and it was nothing like that. I mean, everything was in plastic bins. I couldn't even believe. I mean, I could have listed it, 3 days after looking at it. He has no idea what we've seen, right?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was just immaculate, and he's got it very well decorated. I have that. I mean, he's a former clients. It's her boyfriend, and I'm like, and my boyfriend's like, the gay guys will really like this because it's just so decorated. But we'll see what happens. It's hard to price out there with, because I'm kind of going high. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a really nice area.
It is. I mean, it's kind of a nice pocket neighborhood where it's convenient to the freeways, but not on them. It was super quiet, and he has a lot of wildlife that comes to his yard, but I'm not going to mention it in the listing because I think it'll freak people out. From what he's told me, I'm like, oh my God, he's got 42 bird feeders, and it's like a regular corner lot. So what happens when he moves? It'll be angry birds if they don't keep it up.
Marjorie, I heard you say my name. I don't know about that warranty for the AC. It must have been someone else on the
Yeah, it
call.
must have been somebody else. There's a
Yeah.
couple people that are on, and since nobody has their camera on today, it's like hard to say, but there are a
Yeah.
couple people that are on a lot of times on the meetings, and they said, thanks.
Yeah. You know, I mean, what I would do is I would just have it serviced. I would have it serviced by an AC person and show them the receipt, you know, that it's been cleaned and checked and whatnot.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a
No.
no, it's in a condo, and they put a new roof on, and you had to buy a new AC for 12,000 now.
Oh,
Or after 2 years, Marsh doesn't have the contract, so you can buy your AC from anybody. So they have like a $2 million new roof. They're just doing the roof right now, so nobody has AC. They're all off the roof.
oh,
And so when they put those back on, if your AC goes out in the next 2 years, you can only get it through Marsh, which I've used them before. I bought a furnace and AC, and they replaced, and it was like $6,000 for both. You know, so this price, and it doesn't need to go up on it doesn't need to be craned up or anything, but the price is outrageous right now because it was kind of the top of the market besides, and you know, the supply chain issues. So when they made this agreement, this has been like in the works in the last year. And it's an old AC, but it's first floor in a condo building facing north. It hardly gets used either.
Have you tried like reaching out to like a American Home Shield or like Choice Home Warranty? Because I see
That's
they
what I
cover
mean.
home
If there's
system.
any other ones, I mean, I only get these from HWA usually.
Well, I'm
So,
saying like maybe they have different packages like where they would only cover the appliance and systems. I would just maybe see if some of those top like home warranty companies maybe have like a condo package, because maybe they just don't sell as many of them, so they don't advertise
Okay.
them as much.
okay. What was the one choice?
Choice Home Warranty is one I've used, and American Home Shield.
Okay. Well, she had said that she's gotten service agreements before for like 20 a month, and I don't know where she's getting that, but maybe that was years ago.
Yeah, the
So,
only thing that because I remember Center Point Plus was like $19 a month back when I
right.
had it.
And that just covers fixing, not
Yeah.
replacing. So,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
so I have a listing this Thursday going live in Cottage Grove. I talked about it before on here, but
Yep.
we're in place. I got 2 showings already on Thursday, which is good.
Nice.
But it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's going for $290. So
Perfect.
I'm hoping it goes quick, and it's a nice starter home too. It's actually built in 1962, but it's got a lot of potential. Nice yard, newer roof, newer appliances, so it's got some good potential. Completely unfinished basement, so good or bad. Someone can do what they want with it.
Room to expand.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly. Anybody looking for something in Cottage Grove? I don't know that area. I'm kind of in the northern metro. So
We should have changed places because
yeah.
I'm in South Maplewood, so I know Cottage Grove, and they have those big yards. And
Yeah.
if you need anything, you know, if you need somebody to run down and do something, I am probably less than 15 minutes from there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Yeah.
maybe we
Okay.
should exchange phone numbers in case I need something in New Hope and you need something.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. For sure. I don't know. How come you want me to put it in the chat here?
Save
There
it.
is a way that if you like open the chat, you can actually do like 2, and then you can pick
Okay.
Marge's name, and then you can send it to her directly if you wanted to just do it that way.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll send you my phone number and then send me yours or whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
I
Cottage
don't
Grove is a
mind
little
putting
hike
it
for
in the
me.
chat.
Yeah. The Cottage Grove is a little hike for me, but it's fine. I'm not going to turn down business. So
Right, that was it, is that I need a listing, so.
yeah.
And I really like the client, I really like her, and it's, and he's also now looking for a smaller condo, so. Out in the north, western suburbs, so if anybody has something coming up or knows of anything, cause those go really quick. Everything under 220 out there is just flying.
Wow.
I think everywhere, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah, I know my buyers down in Owatonna, we're going to look at a coming soon. They finally just went to a 2-bedroom because it's just them. So I'm hoping that we can finally find one. But yeah, they're in that 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, like right around that 300,000 range. So it's been fun trying to get them something.
Well, that's the thing, is he doesn't want anything big enough to have a roommate ever again.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Anybody else have any buyer needs or listings they'd like to talk about coming up here?
If not, if I could steal a minute or two here for the Southern people, a little bit about who I am. I'm part of a team, Pauline's Places, which is my lovely bride. And we are lucky enough to be in the CMAR MLS district, which just became a NRG brokerage or satellite down here. It went out yesterday and stuff, so I went to 740 Southern realtors and that type of thing. But we're very excited. We wanted to thank Randy. I don't see Randy on here and stuff, but we really appreciate what's going on. We wanted to let everybody up there know that our brokerage gives 30% referral. So if there's something you've got going up in the cities and you don't want to drive an hour and 15 minutes or hour and a half to Rochester, we'd love to work with you down here, that type of thing. NRG is the new brokerage house in CMAR. So yesterday was filled in the afternoon with a lot of questions that came to me about who it is and why I made a change and all that kind of stuff. The thing about CMAR in my area is we have a big nugget in it, a piece of diamond. We have the Mayo Clinic, 40,000 direct employees, 20,000 indirect employees that are like electricians and that kind of stuff. So it's a great way to network and then have things happen down here. Mayo Clinic does twice a year. They change their doctors. About 1,000 of them go from 2 different satellites, Arizona and another one out there and stuff, and move. So it's a good time. So if you guys have any medical connections or anything like that, we would love to work with you guys, that type of thing. The second is Omid, very work talk with. If you guys have any ideas for him, whatever, we'd love to work with you folks with that. So, and I guess just one last, I want to make sure referrals for 30%. Looking forward to working on NRG. We're excited. It's going to be a great calendar here, and thank you.
Thanks,
So
Eric.
if you have internet problems down south there, I got a Verizon box. Maybe that's just here. You kept breaking up, but
Oh no!
I ended up getting a Verizon box that is like saved our life for being in a rural area. It was a lot better service, and I'm going to end up having that at home too.
I have one of those little Wi-Fi boxes that I just carry around with me everywhere, so I can be at my computers. Yeah, so I just carry it around in my bag and throw it in my bag, and then I have Wi-Fi everywhere I go with my computer. I don't have to worry about finding a Caribou or Starbucks or somewhere that provides Wi-Fi. I can go to the park and enjoy the outdoors and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's interesting, because I mean, I'm carrying my phone, but like if you have your computer, it's really hard to do that, to have it last long doing that when you loop it from your phone.
Yep.
Yeah, I do the same thing too. Eric, what's the city you mentioned? Where are you?
We're in Rochester, Minnesota. So we're like 20 miles north of the Iowa border. The city itself has about 117,000 direct people living here, but then we have satellite communities around. And we've got one of the best things is we have a lot of farm area around here. So a farm can sell for $1.7 million, $1.5 million. Those are nice checks to get. And would love to work with people that have anybody that's moving or that type of thing.
Thank you.
Plus all those doctors, that Mayo Clinic, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They have a group of doctors that have got like about 20 underneath them called fellows, and they're all $500,000 and above, and a lot of them are over $1 million that they make. So there's lots of opportunities down here.
I didn't realize that was so far south. I've gone through Rochester. I'm from the southwestern corner by South Dakota, but I didn't realize Rochester was that close to Iowa.
Yep, we're the folks down under, I guess is the best way we're gonna try and coin it now. So when you think of the down under, think of us. So
And then Eric, if you wanted to put your information in the chat so that way everybody had a way to get a hold of you if they needed to,
certainly.
that would be amazing.
And while I'm still unmuted, I'm going to point out my shades, Amy, is the easy light wraps, because I make shades that cover those bare bulb bath lights that are the strip lights. And these Velcro, or they just stick right on, and you don't with magnets or Velcro, and they don't have to be replaced. So if you ever need to update a listing real quick and want it to look more modern, it's easy light wraps, and soon to be on Amazon. I'm on Amazon, but I actually finally am gonna like show up on there. You can't even find me on there.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I do have a question here. So a few weeks ago, I had an emergency which came up, but I had a client who wanted to see a place, and I was not available, and I did not want to say no. So, and I put a note on the Facebook page. I did not get the response right in time. So, and somebody suggested me that there is an organization where I can use, and they charge me $50 and all of those things. That's a good information. Other than that, is there anything else that we can use it as a group, like helping each other?
So yeah, if it's something super urgent like that, and then if you really needed somebody, Francis would be a good one to reach out to. If you email him, say, hey, I have a showing that something came up, I need somebody in this. He can do a mass email, because not everybody goes on Facebook all the time. So that's kind of just more of if people see it, they kind of jump on there. But if there's something super urgent, kind of like that, I would suggest actually emailing Francis and saying, hey, can I get a like list of people that would be able to do this? Because he'll know some of the people, or he'll be able to send out a mass email like, hey, we have so and so needs a person to show this house at such and such a time. So otherwise, that other one was, I was going to put it in the chat here, was Show-A-Me. And that is a good one. I know I've done kind of both sides where I'll put something on there, and they're pretty quick. It's not just people within our network. So you do have to pay a little bit more, but I would try our network first. Otherwise, Show-A-Me is another good one as well.
And I had to use a realtor from EXP. Would that be okay? I did not know. He was my colleague previously. So I thought, okay, show them the place. And it was a mutual understanding that I would pay him something. So I'm assuming that I'm not doing something illegal.
Typically, they're supposed to go through the brokerage. That would be a good question for Randy, but that's why I think Show-A-Me, because it's a platform, that way they kind of have that agreement in there. That would be something more for Randy. But hey, if your friend wants to enjoy 100% commission, you can always get them to come over.
Yes.
But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I would just, if it's something urgent like that, I would have Francis, if he can send out a mass email, as long as it's between the business hours, he should be able to get that out and out right away. Otherwise, is that something you would be able to do, Jeremy, at all?
Were you saying that has to go? I thought only like commissions had to go through like your brokerage, not if you paid somebody to do a showing for you.
I can double check with Randy. Maybe the class that I just took, I was reading it wrong, but from one of the classes, one of the CEs that I just took, it said that all payments regarding real estate need to be through the brokerage. But I can double check with Randy on that one.
Yeah, because Show-A-Me is agents from every I mean, they have to be licensed agents to show, right?
Yeah, but
So
you
that's
also
any
have to
brokerage.
sign up and do kind of some sign up stuff. So
Okay,
I think that
okay.
that is all in there as well.
So
And I
that
think they
means to
must have their own brokerage, but yeah, I can double check with Randy.
so that means to say
Yeah,
that
that'd be great.
I need to hold on giving him any kind of fund.
I
was-
mean, if you already had something worked out, like I said, I can reach out to Randy and double check. But I think let's see if he's gonna pop on here. But otherwise, yeah, I'll send him an email here and I'll go over that next huddle here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments, any other listings or buyer needs?
So you don't work on any leads, right? Or do you have any referrals for leads?
I'm sorry?
For leads, do you have any referrals? Like NRG has any referrals, or do we work on leads individually?
So you work on your leads individually. I mean, there's a few different platforms that you can use. There's like the Zillow, which you pay for out of your pocket yourself. I think there's Op City, and then if you signed up for Chime at all, there is a lead generation on there, but you would have to pay for that out of yourself as well. So you kind of just sign up for the leads as you want to. Jeremy, are there any other lead generations that we offer?
Within Chime, within NRG, that's only Chime. That's $30 a month. If you decided to, take advantage of that, or take advantage of the platform, just email me and we'll set you up.
And do we know the conversion rate on Chime?
That is something that we need to check with Francis about the conversion. Not really into that per se, but we could check with Francis about the conversion. Sorry if I don't have that information.
No problem. Thank you.
Welcome.
Perfect. I was gonna go over these SPAR broker slides here. One moment while I get that pulled up here.
While you're doing that, Amy, I was trying to check on all the people in here if they're good with their CEs, if they're up for renewal, and everyone's good except for Tim. Tim, I know you're in here. You're already CE compliant, so you're all left with renewing your license. So if you want, we could talk about this offline. And I just need a credit card so we could renew your license for 7125. So let me know.
Share my screen here. So there is still time to apply for the Realtors Charitable Foundation grant. So if you didn't know about that, I had a bunch of it open here and I was opening. There we go. So the charitable grant designates funds to internal groups chosen to better the community. So if you have anybody that would qualify for that or wants to get in on that, the applications are due here in 3 days. So if you wanted to check that out, just follow the SPAR website. It's right on the front of the SPAR website. Or you can ask for the slides, and otherwise if you're on the email, you should be getting these as well. And in recognition of the Home Ownership Month, the Sparse Committee for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion donated copies of its exhibit Owning Up to local nonprofits. So if you wanted to check that out, you can email spar@spar.com. The nominating committee is still seeking board positions. They are trying to fill 3 director positions and 3 officer positions for 2024. Those are due on or before Friday the 30th. So you got about 10 days left on that if you know anybody or if you yourself is interested. And August 1st is National Night Out. So if you are trying to plan anything in your community, you can request a card from SPAR. It's a $50 Cub gift certificate so that you can help coordinate the event in your neighborhood. So it looks like cards requested after the 24th here, which will be Saturday, will not be mailed. Boop. So then you would have to just pick them up at the SPAR office there. If that's something you're interested in, you can always email them and they'd be able to tell you more. Below is the weekly market update, and that right on SPAR here, you can select any report that you'd like, and it goes for these areas here. I know some of them, I think you're down here, Eric. I know I'm over here. So this is more for the immediate Twin Cities areas. But yeah, if you're in any of these counties, you can easily get local market updates through SPAR's website there. I'm assuming everybody knows their local real estate association a little better. Theirs might have their coverage as well. So always just be double checking your local real estate association. SPAR has a lot of good ones, but again, that's just more for the Twin Cities areas. And then here's just inviting you to sign up for their email. So they have the e-news, which comes out on Mondays, and the education and events that comes out on Thursdays. So with being part of SPAR, they do hold some free classes and everything else. So if you're looking to get a jump start on next year's CE, then you can always log on there and kind of check it out and see what they got coming up.
For the next year CE,
Yeah.
do we need to take those after the 30th, or if we take now, would it be considered for next year?
It would be considered for next year.
Okay.
If you've already, you just have to take the 15 within the first year. You have to have that minimum of the 15 within that first year.
Okay. I was waiting for it to be 30th so that I can continue.
Nope, you should be able to just log in and then it'll say once it's completed, it'll be completed, and then that'll show up on your transcripts.
Okay.
Hey, Jeremy, I just got back on to the Zoom meeting here. I was kicked off for some reason. I heard my name. What were you needing?
Oh yeah, just need a credit card. I was looking at your name earlier for all the, if you're CE compliant, which you are already. So you're just left
Yep.
with having your license renewed. So I just need a credit card. But we'll talk about it offline if you like.
Okay. Yeah, just
Offline.
call me offline.
Yep, I can do that. Thanks.
Perfect. Anything anyone else wants to go over, or did we want to go over some of the chime I'm sorry, Sweet Assist items? I like kind of drilling that in here just because it is our main platform for all of our transactions. So we're trying to make that our one-stop hub for everything you need. So unless there is anything else, I will pop into Sweet Assist here. Looks like we have somebody just joining us. I will start on Sweet Assist, and if there are any questions, feel free to interrupt and ask here. Perfect. So on Sweet Assist, you have your dashboard, and you can do many things from the dashboard. There's a lot of the company rankings, anything you have upcoming, and everything else. Up here, you can easily create new transactions, add any contacts, or anything else. The best thing about this is the help videos. Right on top, you don't even have to try to click through anything on the side. The help videos will pretty much tell you exactly how you need to do everything. So when you first log in, you will typically have these ones that need to be done. So it teaches you how to do your transactions, any relationship manager, and video emails. So those are typically the ones that you would want to start with. Otherwise, if you were to bring up the training room here, they also have the ones that were done by our Sweet Assist person that we have. His name is Clark. And so you would be able to do the admin transaction training, admin tools. We also had a meeting on January 19th and an onboarding training on March 7th that you can go over as well. Otherwise, down here on the help videos, there should be, okay, if you expand all, that's where you can find your extra ones that you would like to. So if you needed to move a file or create a CDA, you can also go through here. Otherwise, this chat room, there should be a chat. There was a way that you would be able to reach out to them if you had any questions. It looks like they moved that button on me. We're kind of still updating it. So if you had any questions, you can always reach out to Jeremy, Francis, or I, and we'd be able to either look up the right answer or get you to the right answer. I do see we do have a new person on here. Hi, Heidi. How are you? Oh, you're muted. Hello. I still having troubles hearing you. I think you're having some audio issues. I still can't hear you. Feel free to pop on and we'll kind of introduce you here in a minute here. Otherwise, we do have the training room, which has all of our videos from previous and all of our weekly huddles ever since we started the weekly huddles here. There are the newest ones at the top here, and then you can go through and view any of the other ones that you would need to see if you remembered that you'd seen something on a previous huddle that you wanted to kind of go over. You can always bring up those weekly huddles and kind of check it out and see what you're missing. Otherwise, the great extension to the CE, which is the CE shop. So that you can go on there, and Jeremy did post the upcoming sales that'll be going on. So keep an eye out for your emails. He does update to us as those sales come out. So just keep an eye out on those and maybe even put a little reminder in your calendar. That's a great time to kind of get those classes, because especially with CE Shop, you don't have to do them right away. You can always just hold off. I think they say the expiration date on them, but most of them are valid for a year. So always just check that out and keep an eye on that. Otherwise, if you needed any yard signs, you can always go to nrg100.com. And that would bring you to this page here. You go to the sign store, and that brings up our build a sign. Cara is our build a sign person. So if you needed anything else, I did talk to Randy last week, and he did say that they are able to do other things, but sometimes it'd be maybe a little more cheaper to go through like Vistaprint or some of the other websites that offer those accessories. Otherwise, for the signs, this is going to be your best option, but they also work with Vistaprint too. So if you needed anything or had any questions, you can always reach out to the account manager, and here is her information here as well. Otherwise, as I had mentioned earlier, if you do have anybody that wanted to join NRG, again, that NRG 100 will get you to that place here. It has the link to go to Sweet Assist, and it also has a link to go to our Join NRG webpage. So if you do have anybody that is interested in joining or coming on with us, you can just direct them to there or direct to here yourself. And then it also explains the benefits, the 100% commission program, the broker access, the continuing education, all the features that we have. They can contact right today, or you can, if you're doing the referral, make sure you definitely get over to Francis or Jeremy, and they'll be able to get them onboarded. So that way you get that referral, because you do get the profit share with anybody you bring on. So keep that in mind, but this is a great place that also shows all of our locations. So if you're ever out and about and looking for one of the offices to pop in at, or you needed to meet a client close to their area but wanted an office setting, you can always come to this, and under the locations, it gives a great description of all the different locations. So the Edina is our main location where you'd pick up checks and everything. Otherwise, they have the Wayzata, the St. Louis Park location. That's typically where we would hold our in-person trainings. The Minnetonka Office Center is really nice as well. That also would be where some trainings may be held as well. Otherwise, we do have one in Edina, Bloomington, Woodbury, Minneapolis. There's one all the way up in Becker and St. Cloud. And then we also have all of our ones down in Florida, Tennessee, and California. Otherwise, again, there's this contact, but if you are referring somebody, I would suggest definitely reaching out to Francis or Jeremy, so that way they can get them under you and make sure you're getting that referral. Anybody else have anything for today? Any questions? Anything anybody wanted to go over? I know I kind of went through that quick there. Kind of goes a little quick when when we don't have any questions. So
I do have one more.
yeah.
Sweet Assist. After we complete the transaction, so what's the time limit on for us to put that information on Sweet Assist?
What do you mean? What's the timeline for?
Okay, so my client signed the purchase agreement. So that information should be on Sweet Assist, right?
It's always good practice to load them as you get them, because then you're not searching for all the paperwork, and then it's all in one central location. I typically load them in different waves. So like when I go to my listing appointment or my like first meeting my buyers, I'll have all that paperwork. So like my agency relationships and then the listing agreement or the buyer's agreement, I'll load all of those. And then as I get the paperwork, I just load it. Otherwise, I mean, you have to get those in and approved before you're able to get paid. So the sooner the better. There's no really specific timeline at this point, but yeah, just the sooner the better. It's always a good practice to kind of just start loading them as you get them.
Okay.
See, I do have a question about this, looking at this Sweet Assist with the National Realty Guild, like showing houses, you know, listings on there. If I absolutely hate the new one home thing. And when I send listings, it's 6 pages of about me bullshit every time.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you know how to change that, it's so annoying. And I didn't know if there, you know, I feel like it's been made so that people that work for Edina or Caldwell Bank or something, you know, they get a leg up because they can send listings from their own site. I'm wondering if anybody sends listings to people from this site instead, if it treats it any differently. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, let's check it out here. So I did want to point out, it looks like the ad edit system will be down today, well, tonight for approximately 2 hours for some updates. So just beware of that if you have any listings you're going to be editing or anything like that. As for the tools, let's see if there is anything you can do on the one home. Otherwise, that may be a good question to reach out to SPAR about. I can see if there is any way to do that. Manage personal branding. So it looks like this would all be SIG's emails. Here's one that says one home. So it looks like you can just do all of your information. I would suggest reaching out to SPAR and seeing if there is a way to turn that off or change it at all, because I don't see
I
anything.
did reach out to them. It's been months. It's like when it first started and she said, yeah, it's awful, but I don't think they could change anything, but I'll check with them again because it's been a long time.
Okay, yeah, and
But
I'll
I
check.
mean,
I'll
the
put that in.
photos are tiny. I mean, it sucks. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but it really changed things when they started doing that.
And is that every time? Because my client said that they don't get it now that they signed up, now that they're signed in.
I don't
So-
know, because when I get stuff sent to myself, you know, I have some things that get sent to me and then,
And it does it
I
every
can't
time.
explain it. Yeah, it's
But
like,
I think that's because you're getting a new listing, so you're not signing up under them. So I think it's the matrix, the MLS way of trying to help you get your contacts in. So once they sign up, they're in there. So because every time I send it to myself, I get that as well. But my clients say that they don't every time, because they saw me opening it up one of the times and I was like, do you guys have to go through this? And like, no, we only had to go through it the one time. So I think once they like sign up and accept it, I think it's good to go. But yeah, I'll double check on that and go over that next meeting.
okay. Because it looks like, yeah, if you have to, that's right. I never send anybody anything from this because they have to sign up or sign in to see anything on our NRG account, which is not a good deal either.
Mm-hmm.
They have all those questions and stuff.
Yeah, so if you
is-
have Chime, you can edit that. Although that is how a lot of the leads come in. So that's the other thing, is if you turn that off, you're not going to be getting as many leads. but you can, I think it's like on a 30-second timer default. You can probably put it to like a minute or two. But like I said, that's usually where they're entering their information as a lead. So I've actually had that where they start talking to the bot and they're like, oh, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom. I need a lender. So that is a pretty good help on our website. But yeah, with if you were to sign up for Chime with that, there are ways to customize it. Any other? Oh, Heidi, it looks like you're talking, but I can't hear you.
Your speaker's not working for any of us, Heidi.
Yeah, it says you're on mute now. It says you were not muted before. I don't know what's going on there. There should be a little arrow next to your little microphone down there in the corner. And just make sure it's selected on a microphone, which would be the top area there. Or if you wanted to, you could type in as well. Perfect. Did anybody have any other matrix questions, Chime questions, Sweet Assist questions, general questions?
Not a question really, but just thanks for going over Sweet Assist. Even if it's fast, every time you kind of show us some more in there, it helps reinforce it. Thanks for that, Amy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an in-person for the end of the month here put in place. Still trying to find a lender that wants to do it. I'm thinking I'm going to partner with a lender and go over some like first-time home buyer things, so they're like what they're looking for on an appraisal and that kind of stuff. So I'm still trying to get that all situated. I'm hoping to get it here for the end of the month. So just keep an eye out for that here.
Cool. And then I think I need to call Jeremy at some point after the meeting too. I have my last CE class this afternoon. So Jeremy, I'll give you a call like maybe later today or probably tomorrow. It's at SPAR, so they upload that stuff pretty quick.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Heidi, it looks like we're just having troubles with that mic. Did you maybe want to type in the chat? Yeah, I see you're unmuted and I see you talking, but I can't hear.
Amy, can't she lip read over Zoom or?
I'm trying. She's little, but just wanted to welcome you and see if you had any questions or anything. Otherwise, we'll probably be wrapping up here in about 7 minutes here. So.
Heidi, I think you can find that training on Sweet Assist in the left-hand bar. Amy was just showing us under training. There's a whole bunch of different things. You just kind of have to scroll to the bottom under training room. If you log into Sweet Assist, if you haven't been in Sweet Assist or you don't think you have the password, it's probably on your welcome email, or you can try to get a hold of Jeremy or Francis and they'll update you.
Yep. That's where you'd find all the trainings. And then yeah, CE is great. As you finish them, you'll be able to see when they've reported it to the commerce. So you'll be able to make sure that that's all reported on time, because yeah, they need to be in by that June 30th in order to be counted. Perfect. Well, any other questions? I see the CE shop report fast. Let me just pull mine up and kind of look at the days. I think it's about a week or so. I know they're not like same day, but they're pretty quick on it. Yeah, it doesn't tell me when I finished it. It just tells me when it was reported. So you'll see. I'll share my
They
screen.
don't have an exact timetable, but typically it would take 24 to 48 hours for them to report it, or for it to be, in Pulse or in the website. Sometimes it would take a week. Sometimes it would give expectation of a week, but sometimes it would be reported within a day. So they don't have really an exact timetable.
But they do show that they reported it when they report it. So
Yep.
you'll be able to log in there and see that they've reported that for you. Thanks, Heidi. Well, I'm hoping you'll be able to join us next time and we'll get to hear some audio and get to meet you. Otherwise, if we don't have any other questions or comments, we'll probably just wrap this up and get going for next time.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How do you spell chime? CHIM or YM? I'm not sure.
CHIME. So it's kind of like that. I think there's like a credit card or something that's similar to it. So if you just type Chime, I think that's what it brings up. But if you type chime.me, I'll type it in the chat here. That will bring you to it. But you're going to want to sign up under Jeremy Francis or I, just because if you do go on the website, it's like $200 a person. So we have a brokerage discount that it only costs you, is it 30 or 35 for your membership instead of that 200.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And I did type that into the chat for anybody who had any questions. Well, everyone, hopefully have a wonderful day. Stay out of the heat. Try to enjoy the weather. Otherwise, we will see you all next week.
See you guys.
Great week, Amy. Thanks again.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Jeff. Heidi, did you have another question? Hello. Okay, Jeremy, do you want to reach out to Heidi and kind of go over that? That looks like more of something that could probably be handled off the meeting here.
Yeah, I'm just going to call a few guys and then I'll reach out to Heidi.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.